A federal judge today ruled that Hillary Clinton's aides, State Department officials, should be questioned and questioned under oath about the former Secretary of State's use of her private email server. Judge Emmett Sullivan also suggesting he might order Clinton herself and top aide Huma Abedin to return all records related to Clinton's private emails, not just those deemed, quote, work-related. The order comes as the FBI continues its investigation into Clinton's email server. More than 1,700 classified emails have been found on the server, including 22 emails considered top secret. My first guest tonight brought the lawsuit that resulted in today's order by the federal judge. I'm joined now by the president of Judicial Watch, Tom Fenton. Tom, congratulations. This is an extraordinary, it seems to me, a development in that a judge is ordering under a FOIA request that there be interrogation, deposition under oath of officials of the government as well as campaign officials. It's extraordinary, is it not?
It is. It's rarely granted in Freedom of Information Act lawsuits like the ones my attorney colleagues filed for Judicial Watch. They deserve a great deal of credit for getting this result. We had investigators asking all the right questions as well. It's a team effort there. And the court recognized, though, that our effort just to ask questions about Huma Abedin's special government employee status uncovered this issue, because we shut down the lawsuit thinking they had looked for Hillary Clinton's emails and looked through them. In fact, they hadn't, and they reopened the case. We had to reopen the case. So the judge wants to know.
Over what period were those emails that were being sought?
Oh, they would have been, the emails would have been from the period Mrs. Clinton was in office and Abedin was working for her at the time. Right. And we had to shut, they told us they looked at Mrs. Clinton's records in her executive secretary's office. We didn't know that there was this separate email system, and that's why the court authorized its discovery. Why was the system set up? Was it set up to thwart Freedom of Information Act requests? Who knew about it? The court asked the Justice Department today at the court hearing, who authorized this? And the Justice Department said they didn't know. It's a year, almost a year since the revelations, and we still don't have that basic info, and we may get it now thanks to this discovery order.
Well, and thanks to a judge who is obviously conscientious and concerned about law in this case and not politics. The fact of the matter is, you brought the case almost 3 years ago. It's taken this long to get to result. This is moving awfully slowly, and we know that there's been an FBI investigation underway since last August, and what we infer is they haven't done anything about these emails and haven't talked to these officials of either the State Department, that was the last word we had from the State Department, nor the top officials of the Clinton campaign, who presumably would have been using or known about the private email server.
You know, the court made the point today, there's an Office of Inspector General investigation by the State Department. The FBI may or may not be doing a substantial investigation, but the public doesn't necessarily know what they're doing or getting information about these key issues. So that's why this right-to-know case is a perfect vehicle for getting the information now that is now before the court and asking the courts questions about whether the search for records has been adequate. And these are not Mrs. Clinton records. These are our records. These are the taxpayer records that should have been searched and produced to Judicial Watch and other requesters. And all of those requests were thwarted by, I think, what she was doing here with this separate email system. Think of the outrageous expense by the court. This is what the court said. The expenses by the court, the expense by the government, by groups like Judicial Watch,
you know, Tom, I'll tell
all
you,
by from this email system Mrs. Clinton set up.
Spend the money. Spend the money. I don't care what it takes. But the public right to know takes precedence here. And we are being treated as if this is some sort of elite branch of a monarchy that is just too royal for our, you know, for us to even be remotely worthy of them. I mean, this is gut-wrenching to watch this kind of nonsense go on in an American government. I want to ask you one last, we're way over time, but let me ask you this, Tom. Why is it necessary for you to bring a lawsuit? Why don't we have an inspector general who is working here to drive toward the truth and to secure the records of that period in office? Why isn't the FBI moving quickly here? Why is there a slowdown at work, it seems, from all quarters of government in this case?
It really is outrageous. We're happy to do all this hard work that the government ought to be doing, but isn't it outrageous that it's Judicial Watch and not Congress and not the official investigative arms of the executive branch? The State Department isn't owning up to things. The FBI and the Justice Department. The Justice Department is opposing us every step of the way and actually defending Mrs. Clinton's conduct here. You know, it shows that the rule of law in this town is not present in large respect, but thankfully it's present when the independent groups like Judicial Watch are going to the federal courts, because those enforcing the rule of law aren't doing it in the official government offices.
Tom, again, congratulations. Our thanks.
Thank you.
We appreciate it as always. Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch.